I want to start all the way back at the beginning. You mentioned about Lebanon Valley College. That's where it all started. But tell me about the first time you two laid eyes on each other. What was the circumstances, where and when?
You go first because I want to see if you remember.
Yeah, I think it was within a month. Well, no, actually just a couple weeks. And it was in front of my dorm. And he was finishing up a lacrosse practice. I remember that because I'd never heard about lacrosse. And there were a bunch of upperclassmen who were trying to convince me of a laundry room on the third floor of a dorm or something.
That an entire dry cleaning was on the third floor of a building, and I'm sitting in there listening to them give her this line.
Little hazing going on there a little bit?
I think they thought I was gullible.
Yes. You might have had your little dink on at the time, your little hat. That's what we had to wear back in those days.
Yeah. Can
as a freshman.
Can you believe it? Yeah, we had to wear one of those ridiculous little hats.
Is that like the beanie, right?
Yeah.
The freshmen had to wear
beanie,
had to wear beanies. The freshman boys had a tie with the year that they were going to graduate on. It was very much like that.
So who asked who out for the first time?
Well, it was a little more complicated than that. Tom was dating a young woman, a student who also was a freshman, who was my best friend. But, this is the first month of school, so I wasn't really invested too much in this friendship.
So you just met her in college, right?
Yeah. So he was dating her. She had a little accident bleaching her hair, gashed her foot. And he had tickets for something, so she had to cancel. And he asked, "Would you mind if I take Sue?" And she said, "No, go ahead." And
how do you gash your foot bleaching your hair?
If you drop the bottle on a break.
She dropped the bottle.
Then it was like real bleach that you used. She dropped a bottle and stepped on it. So
into the bleach blondes back then?
Yeah.
Yes. She wasn't that blonde.
You had what?
She wasn't that blonde, as I recall.
You had some
okay.
Girlfriends that were blonde.
Okay, so
she still lives in the area, so we're not going to go into names.
we won't talk about her name. So it was set up then that you got permission to go out.
Yep. And that was it.
What was the first date? Where did you go?
We went to the movies in the Hershey Theater.
What movie?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. No idea.
Well, at least
that part wasn't memorable.
That's better than one remembering and the other not. Probably,
yeah, but as Tom said, we were 17 and 19, so pretty young, and certainly young to make a decision about what you can do the rest of your life. So he lived in Pittsburgh, and I lived in central Pennsylvania, and during the summers we would go home. We didn't see each other, so we'd go out with other people. But then when we would come back to school, we'd get back together, and that happened a few years. Then we started talking about marriage, and he wanted to get married, and I didn't. And then I wanted to get married, and he didn't. And we went back and forth for a few times, and then one conversation, we both wanted to get married, so we said, okay, quick, before we change our mind.
See, I was going to ask about the proposal. Is that really?
Yeah, we're not going to go there. That was it.
That was it.
That was the proposal.
We both agree.
It just naturally occurred.
We both agree, quick.
On that first date, he did pay for the tickets for the movie.
Yes,
absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Gentlemen
there wasn't anything.
There was no going
back
Dutch
there.
in those days.
No.